Sup guys, how we going? It's been a while since we've done a proper update and stuff, but this is kind of what's going on with the club. We've got new arcade machines and twin baby shooter. It's great. Got wee art corner, the old computers, the other old computer there, the D&D table, the only computer with internet, all the snack bar and all that. So trying to develop the game shop side of things, going to bring in healthy energy drink things, kind of like the your Powerade canisters, except a healthy energy drink version, protein powder, stuff like that. So kind of like the healthy alternative, the healthy side of things. So we're bringing all that in. Pie warmer, finally got a Coke fridge. You've made it when you've got a Coke fridge, bro. It's great. And all in here, we're just getting new joinery in. So that's happening. Got to finish off the floor, got to get the joinery in, get the oven wired in, and then that's all go. And of course, we've got the rest of it as it's developing, so we've kind of changed it around a little bit. So we've got a nice little chill area over there, a second D&D / gaming table, all that. So, it's developing. It's all getting there. It's all coming along. I still need to finish that off because, we've got the core values of legacy, family, aptitude, comradeship, community, aspiration, and sovereignty. But all the rest of that space, that is actually intentional. There's a descriptive for each one of those values that I'm yet to put up. It's great. We've got the dream board over there, kind of what I'd like to create long term. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. Is I made a long haul video and posted it up the other day regarding my thoughts on everything. And one of the things that I got talking about was where to from here. We've got the ZR club. It's going okay. It's going alright. Where to from here? And everybody sees we've got the dream board, what I'd like to create, and it's never really had a name until now. So the ZR Club, of course, stands for Zealandia Rising Club. So that's what it's about. It's about the millennial generation and Gen Z actually standing up, taking responsibility for ourselves, and actually going, you know what, we're going to be in charge one day. Mum and Dad aren't always going to be around. And you know what, we should probably actually grow the hell up and, start behaving like it. That's the theory anyway. And what that all means and what we have to do to, kind of adapt to that. And one of the things that goes along with that is, I suppose, nobody really has a plan. Nobody has a vision of what, our generation's take on what we want New Zealand to be and what we want New Zealand to become. So, seeing as nobody else seems to have a vision or a plan, I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring and go, you know what, this is what I think would be cool. And that's kind of what Zealandia Rising is all about. So, along those lines, one of the things that, obviously over there, I want to create an entertainment event hub, right? A city, a micro city, oversized mall, oversized event center, kind of live-in accommodation, one of a kind setup, right? Kind of like a micro city based on entertainment, events. Think Disneyland meets Armageddon. Can you imagine Armageddon except 365 days a year? And you could live there. Could you imagine an Armageddon that had food and accommodation and all year round, and you could live there, you could work there? Could you imagine that? I think that'd be freaking sick. So that's kind of what I want to create. I want to create a micronation, and hold with me here. I want to create a micronation that's entirely based on tourism and entertainment and inclusivity and all this other carry on, and basically nerddom heaven on earth, right? That's kind of what I want to create. And I'm kind of at that point where, you know what, stuff it. Why don't we actually go hard on this? Why not actually, make that a thing? So that's what I want to do. And I kind of want to start exploring that idea. I want to start making videos and content and stuff like that around having this conversation. How do we make this happen? How do we feasibly grow the hell up, and how do we feasibly have a generational vision for what we want to create, what we want to have? And I want to start hitting that a little bit. I want to start having that conversation and actually working on making that a reality. So example being is like what we've got with the ZR at the moment. It's cool, we've got events, we've got entertainment, we've got a nice little community growing here. Once we've got the kitchen in there, we'll be able to feed people, and I think that will add a new dynamic to the place, and that will be great. But how do we go from here to Project South Zealandia? And the reason I'm calling it South Zealandia is, Zealandia Rising. Okay, cool. I'm based in the South Island. Cool. That's South Island, Zealandia Rising. It kind of makes sense. So that's kind of the theory behind it. So South Zealandia, that's what we're going to call this. So this little micro town, eco village, entertainment centre, Disneyland meets Armageddon. Project South Zealandia. South Zealandia is what I want to call it, because nobody else is coming up with ideas, so I'm coming up with ideas myself. It's great. So how do we practically take it from this to that thing? So we start off with what we've got. We build this, we get this bigger, we get this operating properly. Something that a lot of people have said, a lot of people coming in here have said is, hey look, it would be so cool if we could live here. Cool, there's an idea. How about we, you get flatting houses where you get like student houses and stuff like that. Something on the list, let's get like a house with 8 bedrooms or whatever, and rent it out to like the clientele that comes here, people that really like what we're doing. So number one. Number two, let's get a ZR club in like Christchurch. Let's get a ZR club in Dunedin and in Invercargill and Blenheim, stuff like that, right? And get that happening. Get the kitchen side of it, like everything we've got here, plus kitchen, plus stuff like that, and let's set up hostels. A ZR hostel, man. I think that'd be cool. So let's do that. And then you've got, say if you've got a ZR club and a ZR hostel in each of the major towns, and then you pull the profits and the proceeds from all those to set up like a ZR outdoor camp, summer camp thing, and start running like ZR summer camps, and eventually get that to the point where it's a permanent setup, where not only is it you do like summer camps and stuff like that, but it's somewhere that is also running as an eco village. It's running as a place where you've got medieval tournaments, you've got LARPing, you've got nerd central like superstore kind of thing, you've got laser tag, you've got paintball, you've got all that kind of stuff, right? And you have that as a permanent setup. And then again, you're using the proceeds from all the ZR clubs around the country, because of course we were like, we'll set up in North Island and stuff like that. Maybe Australia, I don't know. Does Australia deserve a ZR club? I don't know. But you're taking all the proceeds from that, and you grow the ZR summer camp, and eco village and tourist hub, and then you just get it bigger and bigger and bigger until it's, like I said, South of Zealandia. Project South of Zealandia, man. So that's my idea, man. That's my vision. That's the game plan. That's what I want to do. You know what? Everybody's like, oh, it's cool. You've got this little thing and you're doing nice stuff in the community here in Timaru. That's good enough. I'm sorry. No, it's not. I'm sorry. What we've got here is cool. And I've had people from Christchurch and Dunedin who've dropped by, and they've come in here, they've looked around, they're like, this is cool, we need this. Because, it's not just about making money, and I don't make any money. I'm putting $300 a week into this thing right now. It's not about the money, it's about the community, it's about actually providing stuff for people. Like everybody's like, oh, why did you set this up? It's kind of like, dude, when I was a teenager, when I was, 15, 16, coming into Timaru, I needed this. So I want to provide this for everybody. Like everybody who needs a place to go, everybody who needs somewhere to chill out, everybody who needs somewhere to come and play D&D. That's what I created this for. And I just see it's working like this in Timaru, and that's great in Timaru. But people in Christchurch are missing out. People in Dunedin are missing out. Like they need this too. Everybody needs this. And you talk with people who are like, oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Do you want to run a racetrack? Do you want to run a go-kart track? Do you want to run a paintball field? Do you want to run like a LARPing live-action role-play arena for like medieval tournaments and like stuff like that? Do you want to grow organic food to like supply all the ZR clubs? Could you imagine if we like had our own little, with our eco village, growing the food stuffs necessary to supply every ZR club we set up? That's the plan. That's the vision. Is it possible? I have no freaking idea. Like, it's probably impossible. It's probably not even doable. But let's try. Like, let's give it a go. Like, what's the worst that could happen? We set up something cool? Like, I don't see a downside. I don't see how this doesn't work. I don't see how this doesn't bring value to every single community in New Zealand. So, that's the idea, man. So, that's the vision. That's kind of my update for what's happening with the ZR Club. That's kind of my update for where Solomon's craziness is heading. And I mean, I'd love to see this like everywhere, man. Like, not just the South Island. I think this would be cool all over the country. I think there's potential for it in other places. Like, there's no shortage of young people in the world. There's no shortage of millennials. There's no shortage of Gen Zs who are growing up, who are looking for their place in the world. So let's do this. So that's kind of my idea. That's the plan. That's the craziness. If you like the idea of the crazy, I've set up myself a wee Patreon to try and make this happen, try and expand this, try and take this way further. So if you want to be involved in all that, that would be really, really cool, and I'd really, really appreciate that. Or you could just come down here and like play some games, come down on Wednesday and play board games and stuff like that, buy some drinks. Once we've got the kitchen up and running, we're going to have like American styled hot dogs, toasties, wedges, protein shakes. Like I know how to make a decent, like a solid protein shake, man. So even if your only way of supporting this and you like what I'm doing is coming down here and like buying like a protein smoothie, once we've got that all up and running, that would be really cool. And just becoming involved in the community, man. And like, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter like where your family's from, what you believe, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. Like, you're part of this generation, and like you're part of this process, you're part of this country, and you're like, it doesn't matter who you are, you're important. Like, you've got a place, and that's what this is all about, is giving people a place. It's giving people a home, it's giving people a future. And like I said, nobody else has come up with a better idea, so this is my idea. This is me putting my idea and putting my hat in the ring and putting my idea on the table and going, hey, this is what I think would be cool. Why don't we do this? And I'm more than welcome to I'm more than welcoming to anybody who's got like a better idea, but nobody's throwing out ideas, so this is me throwing my idea out there. So congratulations if you've got through this whole video of 14 minutes and 10 seconds. Let me know in the comments below, let me know what you think. Like I said, if you want to support, there's my Patreon. I don't see this happening in the next 5 minutes. It might take a few years, it might take a couple of decades, who knows? But it's a plan. It's my plan. It's your plan. I'd love it for you to be I'd love it for you to take it on and it be your plan too. You know what I mean? Let's get involved. Let's do shit. Right. So that's my spiel. Let me know what you think, and why the hell not? Right. Cheers, guys. My name is Solomon Tukilson. This is the ZR Club, and it's all its awesomeness and emptiness after everybody's like kicked out of here. Get to go home now. Right, cheers guys. I will catch you all next time, and like, do more shit like this. Sorry about the bings in the background. I forgot to turn the notifications off. Right, bye guys. See ya.